The following is a presentation of TFNN.
This story began on a nice Florida winter day, December 10th, 2005, when a lone fisherman in Mosquito Lagoon, out near Cape Canaveral, discovered a crab trap that appeared to have something caught inside of it. As the fisherman looked closer, he noticed that a baby dolphin was tangled in a rope that had cut off the supply of blood to the dolphin's tail. The fisherman cut the rope and called for help because he saw this dolphin was struggling. The dolphin, later named Winter, was brought to the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, but too much damage was done to her tail, and it could not be saved. Now, folks, the greatest gift you can give anyone is the gift of your attention. And that is exactly what Winter received from a group of prosthetic engineers who created an innovative new design for a prosthetic tail. Winter, she's doing just fine, and her story of survival and success has gone on to touch others, many, many others. These are folks that need a more flexible prosthetic. We can't control the circumstances of life, folks, only how we respond to them. Circumstances are like the wind. Learn to set a good sail, folks, and let the wind take you to your dreams, your treasures, and your destination. Welcome to TFNN. We're glad you're here and you have our attention.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the November 16th fantastic Friday edition of today's Opening Bell on The Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and thanks so much for joining me, folks. I absolutely treasure your presence here today, and my outcome is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that will help you to lead an inspired life, because leading an inspired life, folks, that is absolutely what it's all about. So let's go take a look at one of our tools. This tool is called Ending Procrastination. Now, when we kicked off the week, we talked about perseverance, and perseverance is about as important as gasoline is to driving a car. And sure, there's going to be times when you feel like you're spinning your wheels, but you'll always get out of the rut with genuine perseverance out there. Without it, you won't even be able to start your engine. Now, the opposite of perseverance is what? It's procrastination. And we want to end procrastination. Now, perseverance means, you never quit. Procrastination, what does that mean? That means you really never get started out there, or you never really finish the things that you start. Now, do you want to know the main reason? Here it is, the main reason that each of us might procrastinate. And there are times when each of us do procrastinate. You know it, I know it, and it really starts with the letter P as well. And it's the lowest standard that one of us can achieve. What is that standard? What is that lowest standard out there? You got it right. It's called perfection. Everything just has to be just right before, you can actually just start something. And that is what is really the number one reason that people procrastinate. Don't strive to be perfect out there. Perfection, it is absolutely the lowest standard. What I want you to strive for is just simply be outstanding and be extraordinary in every way that you can. Those, folks, those are standards that are absolutely worth achieving out there. Change your standards. You know what's going to happen? You will change your life, and you will stop procrastinating. And that procrastination will turn into perseverance out there. Let's go take a look at the market, which has been procrastinating. And it keeps moving down, and maybe today will be a day of perseverance. We've got the Dow futures up about 13 points right now, trading out at 12,536. You've got the ES Mini up 3.5 points, trading out at 1354.75. That's going to be the first screen that we'll look at here on TigerTV. If you're listening on the radio, maybe it's your mobile device by going to tfnn.mobi. We absolutely appreciate you doing that. You can always catch an archive of this show on Channel 9 out there. And we'll start off taking a look at the ES Mini. We can see what the ES Mini has done. It's had a nice little pop. We actually got 4 buy signals yesterday in the futures markets on the 30-minute chart. They all came in and were confirmed by about 1:30 in the afternoon yesterday. If we take a look at the ES Mini here, what we can see, we'll take a look at the low that we're looking at is 1230. That low out there, 1345.25. So far, that area was tested. It was tested coming into the 4:30 time frame yesterday, as well as really about 5:30. And then it really is just kind of 5:30 in the morning. I apologize. 5:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning this morning. 4:30 in the morning this morning, and also 5:30. The area so far tested, rejected, and then what does it do? It moves up, and where does it move up to? Into a cluster of swing points, really making a 100% move of a move when you just really move back to a swing point. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. If we take a look at that level, it'd really be about this line here. I'll just draw this little black line across the screen. It's a red line. I'm going to draw a red line across the screen so you can see how this area here, it's moving in a sideways consolidation area. That's a dangerous thing. From a bull standpoint, you want to be able to see it take out that. Why is it a dangerous thing? Well, it's a dangerous thing because sideways horizontal ranges will typically resolve themselves in the direction that they came from. This is on the 30-minute chart. So let's go take a look at the daily chart here on the ES Mini, see what that has done. Well, the ES Mini, as we were pointing out over the last couple days, it completed a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD down. That price projection was 1346.75. You hit that yesterday. You had a small body out there, that little small body, telling you that it has lost the steam just a bit. Today, right now, you've got a little bullish engulfing candle here that is forming. Of course, we've got a lot of time left in the trading session. Haven't really gotten started out there, but so far, so good. Why? Because you've completed a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD down. We know as we take a look at that relative strength indicator down below on the lower quadrant of the chart, we can see that we're in that sold condition. We'll just use it. And last time that the ES Mini was down there was back when it was making the lows on June the 4th. Do I suspect we're going to make the same kind of low? No, I don't. Can we absolutely bounce? Yeah. Market is certainly oversold in many different areas, especially the leaders on the way down there, and it has to be worked off. It has to be worked off. Even in the most bearish of markets, and we can go back, I think we did this yesterday. I know we did this yesterday. We went back and took a look at 2007, 2008, coming into March of 2009, and even as the market was thrusting downward, if you just simply use this indicator, when you got into the oversold areas, which is really between 20 is really pretty extreme, so between the 20 and 30 level, you would see the market work that off. Sometimes it was a bounce, maybe only 0.382. Sometimes it was just simply a move slightly higher to bouncing sideways out there. So the market certainly giving us all the signals here that it should work this area off. Can it go lower? Absolutely. But how much lower? Well, if you take a look at the ES Mini, let's just take a look at retracement areas. On the A to B CD Richter scale, it can go down to the 1323 level. But if we go take a look at off of the June 4th low on the daily chart up to the swing point high that came in September 14th, what you'll also see as the ES Mini got down or very close to Sweet 618, that exact price would have been about 1340 and 50, 1340.75. Again, the low so far, 1344.50 out there. So the ES Mini, the S&P futures, suggesting that it certainly wants to bounce. But of course, if you go back and take a look at the 30-minute chart here, hasn't gotten into overbought territory. So actually, the mere fact that it's working its way off right now, not too bad of a sign out there. Let's go take a look at the other 30-minute charts out here, see what story they tell. Let's go take a look at what actually is behaving the strongest so far this morning, or close to the strongest. And when I say strongest, what we're taking a look at is the Russell 2000. Now, the Russell 2000 also making a low on the 30-minute chart out here at 1230. That low price point is 762.30. This morning, as the market was moving down, the Russell 2000 did not come back down and test that area. That's why I say it's a little bit stronger than as we take a look at the ES Mini. However, really doing the same thing, getting back up to the swing point high, coming into 2 p.m. yesterday, testing that level out, not really getting into an overbought condition here, so it too can move higher, but doing what it's supposed to do, stopping an area here that has acted as a resistance, so maybe it's recharging, ready to try to move higher. If we go take a look at the daily chart, let's go look at the daily chart of the Russell 2000 and pull that up. See what it is doing here this morning. Really a similar pattern, moving back into the 0.78, the 0.786 retracement area. But it's also moving right back here. If you take a look at my cursor on TigerTV, if you're listening in, we're going back into the time period of July 25th, most notably August the 3rd out there, where you had the bulls really step in the marketplace. They created a nice bullish engulfing candle. If we take a look at the low of that, the support level of that would be right down here. Let's draw the line and let's go take a look at the number. It's the low of August the 2nd. That would be 761.40. Yesterday on the move down, only got down to 762.30, but close enough because it's traveling with inside this candle. That low happens to just simply be the most recent low, and you've got a tested area of horizontal support out there. You've got a tested area of horizontal support as well as the relative strength index being in that oversold territory. Again, last time the Russell 2000 getting to that level was back down here in the June time frame as well, June 4th out there. So good area for the back to be against the wall. Let's go take a look at the 30-minute chart. Let's go take a look at well, whatever pops up. How about the Qs? Let's go take a look at the NQ out here. The Nasdaq futures doing the same thing, testing the tested the low that came in at 4 o'clock yesterday. That low out here was 25.12.75, came down to 4 o'clock this morning, rejected that area. Of course, if you're taking a look on the 30-minute chart, when it was rejecting that area, it also had moved down where? To this oversold territory using that relative strength indicator out there. Also now just simply moving up to its most recent swing point, coming in at 2 p.m. That high was 25.25 out there, so it's tested that area. So all of them really behaving the same way. Let's go take a look at the daily chart on the NQ out here. As we take a look at this, and this really has been the weak link in the chain out here. What we can see is that the price has been moving in that bearish channel to the downside. Price getting down into the 0.786 retracement area. Right now trading out at 25.2675. If this area fails, where is it going, folks? You bet. It'll go all the way back down to the June 4th level. That would take it to 24.3375. Again, if you take a look at on the daily chart here, the daily chart relative strength index, into that extreme oversold condition. So moving sideways to up would make a lot of sense. It is options expiration Friday. That means we should expect some volatility out there. As we take a quick tour around, I think, we didn't cover the Dow. Let's go take a look at the Dow here. We don't want to leave that out of the equation. So let's go take a look at the Dow futures. As we look at the Dow futures, also, they a little bit stronger than the ES Mini and the NASDAQ futures. The Dow making a low, coming in at the 12:30 time frame. That was, I've got the Russell. So let me actually pull the Dow futures up here. There we go. All right. So that's why the chart looked as strong as it did. So I take that back. So it was the Russell that looks the strongest out here. As we take a look at the Dow, it also coming back and testing its most recent bullish engulfing candle, coming in at 4 p.m. yesterday. That area was to the low of that, was 12,464. Got down at 5:30 this morning to 12,464. Rejected that area. Has moved higher again, doing that same area, that same test of horizontal resistance out here. That's what it's got to break through. You break through here, folks. And when I say here on the Dow futures, that would be 12,581. You've broken a horizontal resistance area. What will the Dow do? It'll move up to its next swing point. Next swing point in the Dow, well, you've got really two of them. That would be first 12,675. The next would be all the way up to 12,803. It's at 12,529 right now. 877-927-6648. Give us a call. Love to speak to you. We'll be right back.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Master Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Sad news out there today. Hostess filing a motion to close their business and sell their assets. Of course, their assets really being all of their brands. And so I'm sure each of us out there have a little host, many, probably more than one Hostess story. You know, for me, my first remembrance of the brand was really Wonder Bread, a great Wonder Bread factory right off of the John Lodge in Detroit. Remember, as a school kid, going and doing the tour of a factory out there, and not that bread is good for you, but still, when you take a look at all the brands that are out there, they're having issues with resolving. I believe they're having issues with resolving issues with the labor and with the unions out there. And I personally have some experience on that, especially having owned retail stores in Disneyland in California. But if we take a look at the brands out here, you've got things like Baker's Inn, Blue Ribbon, Butternut Breads, DeCarlo, a ton of brands, Drake's, Dolly Madison, Eddie's, I believe that's ice cream out there, and maybe other things, Good Hearth, Wholesome Home Pride, Hostess, of course, Marita Breads, Millbrook, Mrs. Cubison's, Nature's Pride, Parisian, Standish Farms, Toscana, and Wonder Bread. So tough. They've been, I believe it was 1930 when they were first established out there. They did go through bankruptcy a few years back, and in any event, looks like they will be closing down. 18,500 employees out there that are going to be impacted by this. So that is unfortunate. If we take a look at what's going on around the world here, you've got the King dollar up 9 ticks right now. Gold trading down at 17.11. That's off about $3. You've got silver off almost 1% this morning, down 31 cents. Silver trading out at 32.36. Light sweet crude up $1. Enough problems going on in the Middle East out there. Really not still too bad. It's been really trading in a sideways range out at 86.42. As we take a tour around the world here, the DAX is trading down 20 points right now. We'll certainly take a look at that chart. The FTSE had traded into an area of support this morning. It's down $25. That level held. We'll go take a look at that. In Asia, a little bit of a mixed bag. The Nikkei, because of the weakness in the yen versus the U.S. dollar, popping another 2.2%. I believe the night before was very close to 2%, so 194 points. So really about 400 points in the last 2 days on the Japanese yen. The Shanghai was off 16 points last night, and the Hang Seng up 50, closing out at 21,159. What we have up on our screen right now is the currency of the euro U.S. dollar. What we can see is that yesterday you got a confirmation of the bullish engulfing candle that had taken place on Wednesday out there. That's after the euro had made a retracement a little bit below the 0.382 level, so the euro still relatively strong. However, prices traveling in that little bearish channel line to the downside out here. And as we take a look at this here, what you can see is that the euro stopped dead in its tracks as it hit that trend line. Now what you need to see in order for a bounce to really, well, you got a couple things out here. In order for a bounce to really take place, the euro should be breaking out of this channel line. If it doesn't, that'll continue to put some pressure in the markets. Why? Because the euro is 57.6% of the U.S. dollar index. But let's go take a look at the Japanese yen out here. The Japanese yen making a very large move out here. And that large move you can see. Let's actually, I'll show you one of the things I put in a newsletter today, just simply so you can kind of understand the patterns that are out in the marketplace. So, there's folks that don't believe that these patterns work here, but, the reality is all you folks certainly know that they do. So we'll take a look. We'll draw a couple patterns. Number one, let's draw one from the top here. Now use my colorful tool. Let's go ahead and take it from the high out here, March 15th. That was the high of 84.17. What we're going to do is we're going to draw a Gartley sell pattern. Here's a 0.618 Gartley sell pattern. Completes right at the high of yesterday, right around 81. The high of yesterday was 81.45 out there. Right now today you've just had a little doji, so it's just simply moving sideways. So a 0.618 Gartley sell pattern. Now, when you come into that area, just as it did with a wide-ranging bar, you would not take that trade to short the Japanese yen. So even though that's the pattern that's set up, probably most important is to just realize that what it did was it stopped dead in its tracks at that 618 level. Of course, while it was doing that, it was using J. Wells Wilder RSI indicator out there because it also got into that overbought condition. Oh, I see we're going to be going here to break. Also, at the same time as doing that, it was making a 1.272 butterfly pattern out, a 1.618 butterfly pattern out there as well. I just drew that up on the screen. Also making a 100% move of a move, coming back to this set of swing points, a 1.272 expansion of this swing point right here from June 25th. That's what's stopping the Japanese yen. We'll be right back.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
To the races. We got the Dow off 15 points right now. S&P down 1, Composite down 6, small caps off $2.22, room 222 out there. Microsoft off 4 pennies, Intel off 2, Google down $3 and change, Cisco off 10 pennies, Apple down $2 right now, trading out at $5.2338. Leading the charge to the upside, you've got Penn National Gaming. PENN is the ticker symbol, up a nice 32% here this morning. That's up $12 and change. We'll certainly take a look at that. The news behind that is Penn National Gaming. They announced their intent to separate their real estate assets from the rest of the group out there. So that has a nice little 33% pop in the market. Not too bad. OSI Systems right behind them. Of course, percentage-wise, only up 9%, up $4 and change. Wynn Resorts up $4, trading out at 108.84. Ameristar Casino. So all the casinos out here having a nice pop this morning. Las Vegas Sands then right behind them. So Ameristar up $3 and change. That's 17%. Las Vegas Sands up $2 and change. Flowers Foods, I suppose they'll benefit from the Hostess. In essence, I don't know if they've actually filed for bankruptcy. I know they did file a motion to close the business and sell the assets. Really pretty much amounts to the same thing out there. So Flowers Foods up 8%, I suppose, getting a little bit of the benefit there. Foot Locker up 2% this morning. And then Office Max. Office Max up 20% here this morning. Must be out with some earnings. No, I don't see any earnings out there, but up 20% this morning. Nike up about 2%, up $1.55. Leading things to the downside here, you've got Sinacorp, S-I-N-A. We'll go take a look at that. Down 10% here this morning. Sears Holding right behind them off $4.70, down 8%. Google, as we mentioned earlier, off about $3.50. That's down about 0.5%. Apple down about 0.5% as well. You got Dynavax Technologies. There's one taking it totally in the shorts, down $2.37. Looks like they closed last night at about $5. Looks like they have some FDA problems with their hepatitis B vaccine. The data was inadequate to establish a safe study out there. Smucker's, SJM, also off $2 this morning. F5 Networks down about $1.20. Hog, Harley-Davidson, down 86 cents. Again, our call number, 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at what's going on inside the Apple cart first here. As it opened, it moved lower, getting down to a low of $521.98. Apple, as we know, about as overswell. It can get more oversold, but hasn't seen these levels for quite some time out there, making a 1 to 1.618. A to B equals CD. We know in the art of timing the trade, you make a 1 to 1.618. A to B equals CD. Almost always guarantees you a change in trend out here. That certainly is what, the trend is your friend, right? You've all heard that. The trend's only your friend as long as it keeps going in that same trend. So it's a matter of the trend's your friend until it reverses. So we'll see if Apple can pull off a little bit of reversal here. What it really needs to do today is close back inside the swing point, the weekly swing point. As we pull that up here, we're going to see that that is going to be the level of low of May 18th, that level 528.66. It's at 523.57. If it holds that swing point, volume out there was 101 million. The volume coming down into it, 82 million shares. Now, Apple yesterday did about 26 million shares. So I think what it's going to do is that maybe it'll reject that swing point, but it'll have the volume suggesting that if you do see a bounce today in Apple, it will be down there. It'll be back down there. This is the weekly chart. The weekly chart, which has more precedence versus a daily chart, hasn't seen these types of oversold conditions out here that need to be unwound since November of 2008 out there. So backs are up against the wall all over the place. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks here that are popping for sure. We're going to basically spend some time in Las Vegas in the casino. I got to put up the right stock chart here. PENN is the first stock that we're going to take a look at. Penn National Gaming, I believe. Penn National Gaming owns Boyd Hotels and so forth. It was one of the casinos I ended up not doing business with, but maybe it's not Boyd. But, boy, this thing is gapping up with major volume here this morning, and this is taking out a swing point on the daily that goes all the way back to 2008. So let's put this thing on a weekly chart and see what the weekly chart signals tell us here. The weekly chart is taking out, so it's taking out the swing points from June of 2008. That means what? That means, let's take a look at volume out here. The volume was 4.2 million shares through yesterday. This thing did 2.3 million shares. I'm going to switch back. We'll switch back to the daily, and I'll come back to the weekly here. Just simply in the first 9 minutes of trading, this has done 3 million shares already today. So that it's going to have the volume for sure to take out that swing point. Now let's go back to the weekly, and what does that set up? That says that Penn National Gaming is going to make a move up to its highs. The last swing point out here was back in October 26th of 2007. That price is $62.30 out there. That is where Penn National Gaming, not really a bad-looking stock chart even before today's session here. On the weekly chart, you can see just simply a continual gradual move higher. No real breakdowns from a volume standpoint. The only breakdown here was the week of October 21st, 2011. Let's go take a look at what's the other stocks here. Let's see, Wynn Resorts. Let's go take a look at Steve's stock. Not my Steve, Steve Wynn, W-Y-N-N. If we take a look at, see if I can type it here. So let's go take a look at Wynn Resorts. Gapping up at this equity here does have some problems. Let me just refresh my screen. Let's see here. So they're just simply on the coattail I believe, of Penn National Gaming. This equity here gapped down on November the 5th with 2 million shares here, gapping up today. It's got decent volume so far, 314,000 shares in just 11 minutes of trading out there. So let's see, what did this thing reject yesterday? Did it reject anything out here? Really didn't. And, you know, when we take a look at the Wynn Resorts, let me just go ahead and expand this on my, well, that didn't work. Let me try it again. It's going to expand it on my screen out here, make it a little bit easier for you to follow along either in the den or on Tiger TV. So Wynn Resorts did break its downtrend. We're talking about a downtrend, folks, that went all the way back to July 19th, 2011. That's this little black trend line that was down there. And it broke through there on the day of October 25th. Did it with 5.2 million shares, so it gapped up there. Unfortunately, it did not hold that trend line. It gapped down with lighter volume, 2.1 million shares the day of November 5th. So it's really back below that trend line out there. So not as good of a looking stock chart as Penn National Gaming, that's for sure. Ameristar Casinos, that is up 17%. So let's go take a look at that. Ticker symbol happens to be ASCA, Ameristar Casinos. So Ameristar being the folks, I believe, part of the riverboat gaming folks out there. As we take a look at Ameristar, this is gapping up over its most recent swing point, which was October 17th. That had 458,000 shares. Up over it was 632 here this morning. That sets up that this should go travel. Let's see here. We've got a high volume swing point, high volume day out here. So this is going to travel up into the area of March 16th. That will be right around the $21.37 mark, down to about $20.57 out there. That is on Ameristar Casino. Let's go take a look at Sears Holdings and Cena. Those are two leaders to the downside. Sears Holdings in front right now off $6 and change. SHLD. So it's a horse race because Cena just jumped in front. SHLD. But let's take a look at Sears Holdings first. Oof. Gapping down with volume out there. Coming down and testing a high volume low. So you got a high volume low from September the 4th. Let's just expand this chart here on my screen so we can take a look at it. You can see this high volume low, September 4th, 9.3 million shares. The high of that is 53.95. You're trading at 52.35 right now. The low, 51.30. No wide price spread or anything, but that area is going to be tested. If you get a close below 51.30, it'll go back and most likely revisit the lows of June 4th, 2012. Nothing new there, I should say. That would be the price point of about $46.28 out here. This had a pretty decent breakout. So it's got some good horizontal support in that level, in that June 4th level. It looks like really that's where it wants to, August 2nd. August 2nd as well as June the 4th. So you can see it's an area that is held pretty well. Looks like that's where Sears Holding is headed to. Let's go take a look at Cena Corp, SINI is the ticker symbol, SINI. They are trading down here this morning. We'll go see if there's any news behind that move down about 11%. Looks like some Q3 revenues here were 147 million versus 125, so not too bad there. Net income, where's their net income line? I don't have the comparable here that pops up on my screen at me. But let's just go take a look at the equity, see what it is doing, because the numbers really don't matter. So Cena now taking out a high volume breakout window. That window, which did hold as support, was tested yesterday. With lighter volume. So let's go take a look at Cena Corp. We'll show you that window that was out there, and we'll take a look at the volume. So something's certainly in trouble in Cena Town. This thing broke out with wide price spread, accelerated volume. It did it on August the 16th out there. The volume we're talking about is 14 million shares. It was tested yesterday, coming back with 3.2 million shares, also coming against the swing point that had 3.3, not the swing point, but the actual breakout candle with 3.3 million shares. This morning, however, breaking below all those areas, so that window no longer an area of support. We'll go take a look and see where the next level might be on this. Today, so far, in 15 minutes of trading, down with 1.6 million shares out there. It'll move down into this little cluster of swing points to take it back all the way July 17, 2012, down in the level of about $43 and change. It's at $46.99 right now. Once it gets below that, this would run to about the $40.68 mark. That was on Cena. Let's go take a look at Apple. Let's go take a look at Smuckers. SJM is the ticker symbol. That is trading down about 3.5% off $3. So let's go see what Smuckers is doing out there. Probably SJM. Okay, let's get the right ticker symbol up here. SJM is the ticker symbol. So as we take a look at Smuckers coming after a swing point, let's go take a look at the volume here. So Smuckers here had a nice breakout. So here we're going to be testing. It looks like Smuckers is going to come down and actually test this window, which would be the low of August 17th. That low, 81.63. Has some nice volume there. It broke out with 2.5 million shares, but this morning down with 200,000 shares in 16 minutes of time. So it's going to, let me see here, do the quick math. Yeah, it's coming back into that area with volume. Of course, more volume typically right at the open. But let's go ahead and draw the line across the screen out here. This area has not been tested. We'll see if it holds. If it doesn't, Smuckers will move down into August 16, 2012, right around the $78.61 level up to $79.49. If it can pull back, if the volume lightens up today, it's not a bad-looking equity. And this portion of the chart that we're looking at, let's pull this thing back. Yeah, not a bad-looking equity, period. Did have this little gap down with volume out here that was not tested. So if it closes below, let's give you these numbers. If it closes below the gap up candle, which means August 16th, where it broke out from, if it closes below 78.61, Smuckers will take a run, or should take a run, for that high volume low out there, which has 4.8 million shares from February the 16th. That price point happens to be, the range is 70.50 to 72.62 out there. If we go take a look at, let's see here, percentage-wise, okay, that was that Dynavax Technologies, DVAX. They were taking a 47% hit. I believe that was because of was that because of a drug issue? Let's see here. Yeah, that was an FDA issue. Let's go take a look at that stock chart. I'm sure it's got some volume behind the move here. DVAX is the ticker symbol. So gapping down, oh yeah, it definitely has volume. Let's go see if it's visiting anything down here. Let's put this on a longer-term chart. So we can see volume coming out of it. Let's try to figure out what this thing might be doing using a weekly chart. So in a weekly chart, coming all the way back then to the swing points of October 2011, 4.6 million shares. Well, shoot, it's going to have more volume than that. It's going to, let's see, it's right trading inside here, trading right down to that level. So that was the last area, was a tested area of support. Just so happens that this had a high volume bar on September 11th, 2009 out there, and that area was tested. That was the last swing point low on October 7th, 2011. That's where it's headed to. That's the $1.75 area. Not really a great-looking stock chart here. When you take a look at this one time, made a high with 28 million shares on the weekly basis in 2006, December 1st, 2006. $10.66. Man, hope nobody's holding that equity. 877-927-6648. Dow is off 15 points right now. S&P down 2. Apple off $5 and change. We'll be right back.
Look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk risk of shorting and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. Dow off 23 points right now. S&P down 3. Apple really struggling, down $7 and change, off about 1.5% here. So no stop on the Apple cart. That will not bode well for the markets here today. Stay tuned following this show. As we do on Fridays, we do the Nadex Bull Bear Binary Option Hour with Daryl Martin. Then we go up to Basil Chapman from 11 to 12. Nico DeHaan today. Friday's always about health and wealth here at TFNN. So Nico's show from 12 to 1. Then back to Daryl Martin for his show from 1 to 2. David White 2 to 3. Ken Shreve 3 to 4. Tom is out in San Francisco at the Gold Show today. So the 4 to 5 hour will be the Steve Rhodes, David White duo show. So we'll be doing the 4 to 5 hour, and then Ken Shreve will be filling in for Tom from 5 to 6. So that is today's lineup out there. Oh, Daryl Martin is out today. Okay. So Daryl Martin's out today. We will just be doing a continuation of this show, and so stay tuned anyways for that. Let's go take a look here at gold. As we take a look at gold, really not moving too much here just yet, so just a little bit of a sideways move. It is trading out at 17.13. So not really much to report here other than just simply gold has really stalled here with these sideways bars here. Yesterday, you did have a bearish engulfing candle out here. You get a little bit lower close today. It closed out yesterday at 17.16. You get a close below that. It sets up gold running back down to the November 5th level. That would be 1672. Silver not showing the same message out there. From a candle standpoint, silver, in fact, at the end of the trading session, the bulls came back in and pushed silver up. Of course, what silver has been doing, also losing the steam to the upside with these narrow ranging bodies here. Now, you can call this a little bit of a consolidation pattern, a little sideways consolidation pattern. So this one is a flip of the coin. I think both gold and silver right now, almost more of a flip of a coin. I did notice it looks like the gold and silver are starting to get back in line with the direction of the U.S. dollar index. So that would be telling, because if the U.S. dollar index continues to get stronger, where the market would get weaker as we have right now, that would then also suggest that gold and silver would pull back. But enough things going on around the world out here, such as potential wars in the Middle East, to maybe spook gold, silver, and crude oil. So let's take a look at light sweet crude here, trading out right now at 86.16. Just really, again, a sideways move here. It is up 71 cents. That's 0.8%. But as you really take a look at this chart, it's been traveling in this little sideways range with the exception of 2 days since October 24th out there. So not really giving us a ton of information here other than gold, really, light sweet crude still in a bearish version of a market. Looks like it wants lower price. Can't get above any set of moving averages, whether it be the 20-day, the 50-day, or the 200-day out there. That would say that light sweet crude wants to eventually come back and revisit the lows of June 28th out in the 77-ish price range out there. If we take a look around the world here, I don't think we got a chance to do it. We've got the Nikkei up on the screen here right now. You see the Nikkei did close up nicely, a little over 2%. What we do see in the Nikkei, it is making higher lows and higher highs gradually out here. Says that the Nikkei, if it can get over the swing point of November 2nd out there, which is 9,072, it ought to run to the top of the range. Thanks so much for being here, folks. What I do want you to remember, as always, is that, folks, you've got an amazing power within yourself, and it is Fantastic Friday. That power is so strong that it will produce a life of abundance, cure incurable diseases, build billion-dollar businesses, paint magnificent masterpieces. Most of all, folks, create fantastic, loving families. Thanks for being here. If you're off to start your day, have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Otherwise, see you in a few. Take care.